Hey everyone, BeautyWane here, back with episode number 5 of our Let's Play series. Last time, we set up this beautiful birch villager breeder hut, and as you can see, it is really going crazy. I'm probably going to have to turn it off, because I don't currently have a purpose for the rest of these villagers. I have some plans, but this is probably all I need for them, so this is going absolutely crazy. And I'm kind of, the birch build is growing on me. I know it's not the greatest thing that's ever been built, but I'll admit it might actually be the greatest thing I've ever built, which is a huge accomplishment for me because I normally don't just build things because I think they're pretty. So this is cool for me. But let's also check in with our iron farm and see how that's doing after last episode. We're here back at the iron farm, and it is currently being very successful. It's popped out a couple of stacks of iron for us, so we're going to have all the goodies that we want as we move forward. I'll note I did two things after last episode. One was I fixed the villager, whichever that third baby villager that was in here was causing problems and kept trying to go home even after it grew up. So I replaced him. Now there's a different villager in here, and he's getting along much better with his roommates, and they've made a lot of iron villager or iron golems. The other thing I did wrong was I didn't have this last path rock set down, so the first iron golem that spawned in fact spawned right here, and I had to get rid of it the old-fashioned way. But yeah, iron's coming in. It's doing great work. For today's episode, we're actually going to be expanding our horizons a little in the nature of exploring new dimensions. So we are going to set up our first Nether portal. I'm probably going to use some of the iron from that ruined portal in the background. And we're going to set it up, probably make it also a somewhat pretty build. Not the prettiest I've made, but we'll see what I come up with for it. And then we'll do some exploration of the Nether. So I'll come back with you guys when I've got that lava and we're setting up our Nether portal. So I'm here picking out the place for our Nether portal, and I'm a little torn because so we've got our house and our villager breeder and our little structure so far, and I kind of like the idea of setting up a little like villagey kind of area around here, and I've cleared out this part of the forest because this is where I'm planning to put our villager trading hall in the future. I have some ideas. We might do that next episode depending on how this goes. But that means that I kind of want to put the Nether portal either here or down over in that plane. And I can see both working out well. But because I kind of like the idea I have brewing for the villager trading hall, I'm going to give it a little bit of space and move the Nether portal over here. So gotta get that lava, though. So, yeah, this one, I have no excuses for what I did with this. This is better than if I had done nothing, but definitively a terrible Nether portal design. At least it's got lighting. I'm thinking, so I have some ideas for how to make this prettier. One is there are some great builds on YouTube or on other channels, I should say, of like swords striking the ground, and I think those are really cool. I've copied one of those in my single player worlds before, and they look beautiful. But I think I want to make something that's my own for this one. I'm not going to spend too much time on it today. So I've made it at least acceptable. You know, we've lit the portal. I haven't gone through yet, I promise. No achievements. So this will be our first time going through it together. I should put my shield on first. I've got some torches, probably not enough. We'll see how this goes, though. Starting with our axe. I'm not bringing any diamond gear with me. Mainly because I haven't made it yet. And also because then I can replace it if I want to. I am wearing my gold helmet. Okay. Not the worst start. Enchanted bow. Interesting. In theory, nothing should be attacking me. So our goals in coming to the Nether today. Wow, this actually, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Is that well, that's pretty nice to find this early. Our goals in coming here today are to get some of the resources that are here, mainly maybe some soul sand. I don't really have too much need for it yet. Definitely some of this quartz that's behind me. And if we can, we want to explore a little in the hopes of mainly finding a nether fortress, but maybe we'll see about finding a bastion in one of these two basalt deltas, I suppose. I think that's the name of the biome. I can't see anything from here other than the edge of the world, I guess. So, you know, I'll admit, I didn't know they did this. Why are there 3 baby zombie pigmen right next to each other? This is crazy. And terrifying. They haven't added anything that makes you guys get upset when I mine, do they? No. Okay. We're going to do some mining, some exploring. I promise not to die without telling you guys. And then we will find our way through the nether. Oh. So, nether portal. I promise nether portal. I think it's right there. Look, I can get a good angle. Mine. No, I can't. I promise it's over there. Nether fortress. So this is definitely the fastest I have ever found a nether fortress. It's kind of scary to me, I guess. Streamer luck. Not streaming. I've kind of decided that I hate streaming a little. Well, specifically, you'd be surprised to hear this. I don't like talking. And also, it turns out that talking all the time makes for an unpleasant YouTube experience because it makes it hard to... Okay. Rude. Oh, good. A stone sword. My favorite. Okay. Well, we've found our nether fortress. Now we're going to see what sort of goodies we can get. Okay, I need you to shoot. I will come back if we find anything exciting while in here, or if I die. So, about 20 seconds after leaving you guys, I found the nether wart room, and what sounds like a blaze spawner. Well, it was not a blaze spawner. It was just a lot of blazes randomly in this corner of the room. Sad. Love a good. A blaze spawner was probably the first redstone-y build I ever made. Yeah, it was probably the first. I forget whose redstone. Not redstone. I forget whose blaze farm I built. It might have been Etho's. I'll just call. Sad. Which would be super cool if it was. I have no way to validate if that's the case, but it was definitely one of the first things that I like built that was like. Did another one spawn here? No. It was definitely one of the first things I built that was like an extensive build. There were just so many different, I guess, moving parts of it. I don't know. It was a cool, like, growing experience. I feel like as we go through, like, all of us go on our Minecraft adventures, we all... Okay, I found a blaze spawner. We all find... Do I need that right now? Do I need this in my life? Oh my gosh. Where did I even come from? But we all find those things as we explore Minecraft that make us grow as Minecrafters, that just make us better explorers, adventurers, builders. Is this where they all just were? No. Close though. And that was probably one of those builds for me. Ooh. We're on basically the opposite side of the nether fortress at this point. And we have the warped forest? I don't know, it's warped something, I think. I've never really built too much with it. But it's definitely a cool blue color. I'm glad they added that. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to take the step and go out and grab any today. But definitely good to know that that's there. Oh, I got excited while opening this chest. I thought there was the special template. I forget that that's only in bastions that those spawn. I think it's only in bastions. So we're going to try and farm some blaze rods, because I've got 2. I'd like to try and get to 6, maybe 7 while I'm here. And we're going to ignore that there are already blazes shooting at us. I knew there were wither skeletons. There's like there's 3 right there. Oh gosh. My genius surprises me. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest, I'm changing my mind. I was unprepared for 3. Nope. 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 Big nope. Well, that's 7, so I'm good to go. I think I saw one up there. This is not my best move. And then just like that, good as new, and definitely nothing lost. Say if I die to a regular skeleton, this is probably, oh gosh. I promise, I know I'm bad at video games, but I promise I'm better than this. I will admit, I've probably maybe died to wither skeletons, like in my Minecraft history. Before today, probably like twice total, if not once total, just because they're fairly straightforward to deal with. And I'm getting wrecked today. Technically, the first one doesn't really count as just wither skeletons. It was blaze and wither skeleton at the same time. But still, that's technically 2 in the same fight. Or in the same, like, 5 minutes. Okay. The adrenaline has receded. I'm ready to fight again. I think what got me is I know they recently made it's all worth it in the end. They made a somewhat recent change to how, I think like in the past year or 2, a change to how like mob attacks worked. And I remember, I think it was like, I forget who it was, Mog Swamp, I think, made a video that was like, oh, these changes broke his iron farm because he was using like those zombified piglins to kill the iron golems. And when they changed it, dang, I was really hoping I'd get a second and just be super lucky. When they changed it, because they changed how mobs hit, and I don't recall specifically, not gonna die to that, I don't recall specifically how they changed it, but it's basically like sometimes they can hit further. I don't know, I'd have to look up the math, because it didn't really change anything too crazy, but since then I have definitely felt that. So yeah, I'm going to cut myself off here. I talk about how I've been hit more in recent years since they made this change. I look back, they didn't make any change that would have affected wither skeletons or zombies. I've just gotten worse at the game. So now that we're back home and we're sleeping because it's night out, we get to look back at everything we got from our quick short adventure. I don't remember mining that much nether quartz, but hey, that'll be good. And we got our nether wart and soul sand. We got a saddle. I know these are craftable now. I like finding them in like treasure chests or whatever. So that's why I haven't been riding any horses up to now, and I'm lazy. But we've got our nether wart, saddle, nether quartz, our wither skeleton skull, which means we're a third of our way to our first wither. And I think probably most importantly, these blaze rods. So I don't do a whole lot, but this will be the first step towards getting to the end. So I'm glad we've got that out of the way. And we did get this rib armor trim. And okay, we're not going to be doing that, but That is cool that we have this option already. I have succeeded in my adventure. We got some nether quartz. We got some nether quartz. We got some blaze rods. We've gotten everything we need from the nether, and it only took us 2 deaths. And 2 deaths for 1 wither skull is a pretty decent trade, considering I didn't expect to have any at the end of today. So, be back in a second. And we're back. So I did end up going back to the nether and made the decorations around the nether portal a little better. It's still... I should probably round out the nether portal. That's probably just what I should do, is add those 2 extra obsidian. And I want to tower it up a little further, make this sort of an imposing build, I guess. But I'm liking this a little bit more than what I started the session with. So I've set up our little nether wart farm here. It's growing, getting me some nether wart, so just wanted to set that up real quick. And then I'm thinking for the rest of the episode, I want to get a number of things. One, there's that soul sand valley, and I want to go and check out what's going on over there. And then second, I want to finish exploring the rest of the nether fortress. So we're going to check out those 2 things and then see where we go. Also, I earlier was mining some nether quartz and realized and asked the question of, hey, if mining minerals in the nether angers the mobs. And I learned he's got a spear. I learned that the reason I thought that is because the piglins will attack you when you mine gold. So I was half right. But let's see if we can make it over to that soul sand biome. Okay, so awkward timing. Again, 10 seconds after I just left us, I was looking over at the soul sand biome over there, checking out the skulls, or seeing if there's like dried up ghasts over there. And then I was sitting here and I was like, hey, wait a second. So that is, in fact, I believe that's a bastion sitting right there. So that means we've got a chance of getting our netherite template. I'm mildly terrified of just walking in there, and I didn't really bring the blocks I needed in order to do so. So I might go back, grab some more cobblestone, and then see how well I can explore that. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we're here at the bastion, and in the next few moments I will learn whether or not the bastion piglins automatically aggro on you. So I guess we're gonna see how this goes. This is actually my first time ever raiding a bastion, and admittedly probably not my best move, but hey, speedrunners do it, so that means if you know what you're doing, then you might not die. Now, there's a key distinction, which is I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, you are mad with me. That answers that question. And I can't hit you because then you'll get mad with me. We're in a classic, what is it? We're in a classic Mexican standoff. Can I? Well, now I feel bad. That was gruesome. So one trick, if you don't know, is rather than opening the chest, you put a hopper under it, and then it will raid the chest for you. Now, I'm not getting that hopper back, but we've successfully raided the bastion. I don't think he can get to us. So we've raided the bastion. We have got our netherite smithing template. So that's technically everything we could ever need from a bastion. I'm not sure if this is how you're supposed to quote unquote raid it. I feel like there's plenty more resources I could get, mainly gold. So I might come back for that gold. I'm not in crazy need of it. Well, maybe. If I want ender pearls, it might be a great way to get the gold for it. But we have our netherite upgrade. I'm gonna fight this ghast real quick though. First try. Anyways, we're going to take our smithing table. We're going to take that huge win, take it back with us, and make it secure before I die, because I have done that already. So I don't have the resources to duplicate it. So I'm going to put our netherite upgrade in there just for safekeeping until we can do something with it. And then this snout banner. I haven't used banners at all. I think I'd like to try to this season. They've got a cool aesthetic that you can create with them. Really good at detailing. But that's really cool that we got our netherite upgrade. We were going back into the nether to try and get maybe a dried ghast, maybe some extra soul sand, and see if there were any other treasures in the nether fortress. So getting a smithing template, getting that netherite template was huge for us. So I still would like to, while we're exploring the nether, probably wrap up trying to get a dried ghast. So I'm going to go ahead and look for that dried ghast and then see what I come back to you guys with. There are so many wither skeletons here. I don't know if they changed something about it. I've caught 5 wither skeletons, and this is like that's the entrance to the nether fortress. Like, this is insane. Also, I found another blaze spawner. This one's closer, so that's nice. See what we can find though. What is that? 3? That's 4 more wither skeletons. I've never, I've never been in another fortress where they're this widespread. Like, this is an infestation. I think that was another one. Okay, I think we're going to call it on the nether fortress. I tried looking to see if there were any other chests that I could find in the nether fortress, and I'm sure there likely might be, but I think I've explored it enough to my content to know that there are an insane number of wither skeletons throughout it, which is great. And then I'm good with whatever chests I left behind. If there's nothing else I really need, I was mainly looking to see if I could get a dried ghast from one of the chests, which I think dropped from chests in the nether fortress. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, the old-fashioned way. We're going to try and see if we can find any over there, which is what I tried to do before I got distracted by the bastion. But take 2 of trying to make it over to that biome. First skeleton, sideways. No dried ghast. Does have a skeleton though. Second bones. No dried ghast. Can take some bones though. That's another nether fortress. So in case the first one wasn't to my taste, there's a second one that I can use. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Third set of bones. No baby ghast. So I just pushed a wither skeleton off the edge, and he didn't drop a skull. But he did give away the location of that baby ghast. Funnily enough, I came up here to try and speedrun through, like, the soul sand, and so that was a waste of time to come up here. But there are certainly a lot of wither skeletons. So I'm going to run down here, make sure there's nothing cool down there, and then come back and grab that ghast. Like, I've made a mistake. There's 2 more. I just came from here. Yep, and this is where I die. Yep. Well, that was a little close. That was closer than it needed to be. Anyways, I'll come back when I'm out of this situation. Let's grab this baby ghast and then get out of here, because I remember the last time I was walking around with 6 heart in another fortress. I almost died. Then aside from our 2 deaths, I say we've had a fairly successful trip to the nethers. We've got some nether quartz. Really, I think this is just enough for us to get going on observers and some other redstone equipment, so we'll see how that works out. We've got our first wither skull of the apparently hundreds of wither skeletons that are roaming the nether fortresses. I've never seen that many wither skeletons roaming, and I understand the biomes are probably helping me a lot considering where I am, but still, that's atypical for me to see that many. We've got a rib armor trim, which I'm not going to use until we have like a consistent flow of diamonds, so that'll involve a fair bit more mining from me. And we have our netherite upgrade template. So again, for both of these, if you don't know, you can duplicate them. So I'm just going to hold on to these until I'm ready to duplicate them. I also typically, this run through especially, I've stayed on iron armor longer than I normally do. I normally don't break my iron sets. So I tend to stick on diamond even longer than that, just because I'm passively hanging around. Like nothing's really killing me normally, so I'm not sure how I'm already at 3 deaths on this playthrough. But I typically have no strong desire to get netherite, but since I have already found this, then maybe I'll go digging for some netherite. And then we've got our snout pattern, which is just fun. But to wrap up this episode, I'm going to find a place to waterlog this dried ghast, and we'll see about letting him loose on our little countryside. And I think it'll be really cool to have him floating around out here. So let me build a little pattern for him. So I don't know why I said pattern, I meant little pedestal. And just because I want him sort of flying around this close by area here. So we'll set him there. Perfect. Getting the achievement to stay hydrated. And then it takes about 20 minutes for them to pop into a ghastling. And then another 20 minutes to grow up into a full happy ghast after that. Now, I haven't actually seen any snow, so I will not be using snowballs. If you use snowballs, then it'll speed it up. On Java, it's like 10% of its remaining duration as a ghast. In Bedrock, I think it's just if you feed it 10 snowballs, then it grows up. But we're going to grow this guy up. I'll maybe work on cleaning up our nether portal just a little bit more, and then that'll be the end of today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed our adventures in the nether. Potentially, I don't know, some people might enjoy the exploration more than the building. Feel free to let me know what you enjoy. The building is a new adventure for me. Next episode, we will probably return to the building and work on getting the villager trading hall built up. So I have an idea. It's sort of a large build, so we'll see how that goes. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. BeautyWane out.